Hey guys, it is Eric here again. It's Sunday night. I finished all my homework. Figured why not make a video? I feel like I haven't made enough videos for you guys lately, so I'm gonna try to at least get a short one out before I try to catch up on sleep so I don't fall asleep in my lectures. um, yeah, in this episode, I'm gonna be covering some very basic FileIO and using that we make to save and load screen positions for every mod, and then being able to load them when the game starts up. So yeah, first off, what we want to do is go to our screen position class. We got to just add one little thing. Right above the Minecraft instance, we're going to say @expose and import the Google JSON annotation. We're going to say serialize equals false. Basically, what this does in a super short and simplified way is when we serialize this class and save it as a JSON file, it's going to take everything in here, so every variable, and save it to a JSON file. We want that for these doubles, X and Y, but we don't want to save the entire Minecraft instance as a JSON file. Bad things happen and our game will crash and you will be sad. Don't forget to add this right here. It's very minimal, but it will save you a lot of headache. When I first wrote the prototype for this, I was scratching my head at why things were taking so long. I'm like, oh, it's saving the entire Minecraft instance to a JSON file. Lovely. Every single variable inside of Minecraft saved to a JSON file. It wasn't great. But anyway, that located. Don't forget that. It's important. So yeah, now I'm going to close out of this, and I'm going to just create a new file, and let's just call it File Manager. Manage files. I don't have a better name. Name it something useful. I don't even mind File Manager, but basically we're going to have a private static GSON for Google's JSON library. New JSON, there we go. I'm going to want also a private static file. I'm just going to name it we'll name it root directory. And I'm going to make a new file, and we're going to call this example client. Basically, this folder is going to be like in the same place: your screenshots folder, save folder, kind of like where, like, if you've used Forge, like where the Forge mods folder is in that root directory of Minecraft, that's where this is going to be. So I'm going to make one called example client because that's my client name. Then inside of that, I'm going to make another file, and I'm going to name this mods directory, which is going to be a new file. And then I'm going to put root directory in there, so then the file is going to be made inside the exam. So yeah, words. My brain is not fully thinking here. This mods folder is going to be created inside of this example client folder. That's a better way of explaining it. Now basically, I'm going to do a public static void init, and I'm going to say if root directory.exists, exists, and then I'm going to negate that. Say if it doesn't exist, we're going to say root directory.make directories. And I'm just going to leave it as a one-liner. I know it's bad, but it looks nice. My opinion. I'm going to copy it, change it out for the mods directory. Oh yeah, I got these back working. I had these disabled when I messed with my computer, and I didn't realize it for like the past couple videos. They're like randomly on and off. I'm going to try to have them in every video, but honestly, I will probably forget a video or two. But I'll try. I found them helpful. Maybe if you guys don't, let me know, but I feel like they would be helpful. So yeah, that's going to be it for the init function. I'm going to do get. We're going to make a getter and a getter for the mods directory. And mods directory. Just to make it nice. And then we want two functions. We're going to say public static boolean write JSON to file. And so we're going to give a file and an object. And this is going to write the file as JSON. I'm going to return a boolean just so I can return if it successfully wrote the file or not. You guys can just do void if you want to, but I feel like it would be nice if I returned if it was successful or not. And I may or may not use it, but I'm used to writing this right now. I feel like that would be useful. So I'm going to say if the file dot exists. So if the file doesn't exist, let's negate that. We're going to say file dot create new file, and then we're going to have to surround with try catch. For some reason, in case we can't make the file, if we get an exception, we're just going to return false. Then we're going to do, oh, you know what, we can put this all in a try catch actually. Yeah, so actually no, we can't. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna reorder this just a little bit differently. I'm gonna put this inside like that, because there's gonna be more things here. We're gonna have a return true at the end, and in there we're going to say file output stream. Output stream equals new file output stream, pass it in our file. Then we're going to say output stream. Oh, I made a capital T there. That's fine. But, we're going to say write an array of bytes. We're going to say gson.toJSON, pass in our object. And then we want to say dot get bytes. Then we want to say output stream dot close. Yeah, close should automatically, I think, flush it. Hold on. Yeah, I probably should flush it then close it. Not really sure. I think close should flush it, but I don't remember off the top of my head, to be completely honest. It's almost like 9 at night, and I've slept not many hours like the past week, so a little loopy. Okay, rant over. Now we're gonna want one more, which is gonna be a public static. Now we want to return the object. We want to return an object when we read it, and I don't know. You could just return an object. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a type T extends object. We're going to return type T, and we're going to say read from JSON, pass it a file, and a class of T. Let's call it C. So basically now we can pass in, we can now basically pass in a class of anything we want, and it's going to return an object of that. Sort of, kind of. If that makes any sense. And then if the object is null, that means something went wrong. So we're going to say try, do a catch of IO exception, and e.print stack trace return null. So then in here we're going to say file input stream. We want that one. According to file input stream equals new file input stream of our file. We're going to say buffer. Let's see. Can I make a buffer reader? Hold on. No. Okay. So we're going to make a new input stream reader. Input stream reader equals new input stream reader of the file input stream. And then we're going to say buffered reader buffered reader equals new buffered reader. Passing in that. That should work. Yeah, okay. So then let's make a string builder. Oh, not a string buffer, builder. B-U-I, builder. Builder equals new string builder. We're going to say while line equals buffered reader dot read line. Doesn't equal null. String builder dot append. Oh, actually, wait, I need to declare a string line. Yeah. We're going to say builder dot append line. And then that should read in all the lines, and we're going to say buffered reader dot close. Input stream reader dot close. File input stream dot close, just in case. Then we want to say return JSON.FromJSON. Pass it a string, which is going to be string builder dot what did I call it? Builder dot toString. And then the class, we're just going to pass in C, which is right up here. That should be it for this file manager class. Yeah. So then what we want to do before we forget is in our client, right at the top of init, we're going to say file manager init. Then that should, we can test if it will create our file. So I'm going to go into client, say properties, and open up this. Oop, now you guys can see it. Oops, come back here. Come back here. No? Why aren't you? Okay, there we go. So if we go to jars, we got nothing here. When we run our client, hopefully we should see a folder called example client get created. Is it running? Did I just, I forgot to click run. Wow. Oh, I might have run it twice now. Yeah, I did run it twice. Okay. There we go. But if we go back to jars, here we go, example client mods. It doesn't have anything in it yet, but perfect. That file is created. So now that that is working and we know the file is actually being created, we can start getting all the mods to save. So I should have done this from the start, and I just didn't think of it until now, which I don't know how I didn't think of this, because it is the most obvious idea. Basically, in every mod, we're saving a position, but mod draggable should really be doing that. And so what I'm going to be doing is we're going to add a lot more things to mod draggable to make creating mods easier. And I just should have done this from the start, but I didn't. So we're going to have a protected screen position in here, and we're going to override load and save, and in here do this dot position, this position, and then return position. Now all of our mods don't need to do that, and we can go ahead and go into all of our mods and remove our position stuff. And mod FPS, remove position, remove that. Let's go to the Hello World mod, remove that stuff, remove that. Just going through every mod. Where did I save that? Remove that, and remove, save and load. I should have just done this at the beginning for my tutorial. on doing the position stuff, and then we gotta do it for toggle sneak. So remove that, remove that. Okay, now that that's all done, we can add a few more things to here. So in mod draggable, I'm going to make a constructor, and I'm going to say position equals load settings, or load position from file. And I'm going to create that method. Oop, no, I don't want it to be abstract. I just want it to be normal. And we're going to move it down right here. And then save, I want to also say save position to file. I'm going to just create that function. So now we got those two. I also want another function, which is going to be a private string. Oh, actually, yeah, private file. Let's just call it get base file. Or get folder. Good enough name. This is going to return a new file of our file manager dot get mods directory, and then for the name we're going to say this dot get class dot get simple name. The name of the class. Oh, actually, wait, we need to make sure this folder is created, so we're going to say file folder equals that folder dot make directories, and then return folder. We'll get an error where Java fails to save because the folder is not made. So yeah, so saving positions to a file. Let's get back to that now. So to save the file, let's yeah, do we really want yeah, we can make this a Boolean actually. And we're going to return file manager. Actually, we're not going to make it a Boolean. Let's just make it a void. We're going to say file manager dot write to file. We're going to say new file get folder, and then position.json we'll call it, and we're just going to save position. Should be done, and then to load it is going to be a little bit more difficult. We're going to say screen position loaded, or to return actually is we'll call it loaded, equals file manager dot read from file new file get folder position.json. Make sure these two are the same. You can even assign them to a good thing if you want. And then we're going to just say this is screen position class. So hopefully that should load right. I'm going to say if loaded equals null, then we want to say loaded equals screen position dot from relative 0.5, which is kind of centered in the middle of the screen. And then we're going to say set the position, this dot position equals loaded. Then we're going to say save position to file, and then we're going to return loaded. So basically, when we try to load from a file, if we can't load from a file, then we'll save a file setting the relative position to 0.5 and 0.5, so roughly centered in the screen for remod. So I think if I've done everything correctly, we should be able to try this. So let's launch the client, and let me get this folder up here. And we'll do kind of like a split screen here, and look at that. All of these have been created. So if we open our file, we should see that, there we go, they are 0.5 and 0.5. And if we go into our world, and let's just move our armor status, so if we do, yeah, wait a minute, did I forget? I might have done this. Yeah, I did. Okay, yours won't be like that. I forgot I disabled mine for the cosmetics video of Google Yaz. So, yeah, oopsies. None of my mods are appearing. Let's do that. Let's do that again. Go into our client. And now we should see all of our mods. And let's put keystrokes like right up there. I'm gonna put that down there. Put the coordinates there. We'll put the hello world like down here. FPS over there. I don't know, something like this. It's good enough. So now if we quit out of the client and we go back to our folder, we should see that, for example, armor status, if we open it up again, has now changed to be the relative position. And if we load our client back up, hopefully all the mods should be in the last place we left them. Look at that. They're perfectly where we left them. So yeah, this will work for any new mod that's made. And in the future, we're gonna have another JSON file that's gonna be like the settings for it, which is like, is it enabled? What color is the text or something? We could do it all in the same file, but just for the sake of making shorter tutorials, because my last one was like over an hour long, I'm going to do it multiple file, but you guys are more than free to make all the settings in one file and not do a folder. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will try to put out another video this week if I can. Just because in the US it's a holiday for Thanksgiving, so I won't make a video then, but like, I don't know. I'll try to get another video in sometime before next week. So yeah, have a good day, my dudes. See ya.